Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for July 9th, Friday, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a health reverse aging call tonight at 9 p.m. Some of us, well, I think all of us, get into negative moods. And where does the negativity come from? It comes from the ego and my ego mind set. And so it could be just something that is minute that triggers it. And then it's a cascading effect or event with each of us. When ego is lost, limit is lost. The only reason that we put limits on ourselves is because of the ego. We become infinite, kind, and beautiful. And we all have, I don't really call it a bad day because we create it. But, you can have it any way you want. We all have a bad day once in a while. Yet, what happens is that when bad days turn into bad weeks, depressing months, and unhappy years, we definitely, truly need to make a change. And as I've said over and over again, and I think a lot more and more people are understanding this, we're here to enjoy life. We are not here that the way we've been convinced and manipulated and coerced into believing that, life is a struggle, that it's really hard, and it is what it is. That's the way life goes. But we're here to enjoy life, not to be tortured by it. And this universe is a totally magnificent playground of energy, a conscious celebration blossoming with life in all directions. A conscious celebration blossoming with life in all directions. When we see this, when we finally get to the point where we can see this, we can enjoy it. But unfortunately, many don't see it. And when we lose perspective, we sever our natural connection with this great joy. But it is obtainable. Our natural connection with this great joy. We are just taking the longer route to rediscovering the divine beings we all truly are. The first step is to begin shifting out of a negative mood, is to recognize, realize, and honor the fact that you are one creating and perpetuating this bad mood. Nothing else is. We often think that, it's our surroundings, but it isn't. We're doing it. So when we recognize that, and I'm not talking about coming down on yourself, being angry at yourself, but gentle, kind, generous, humble with yourself. You recognize, right? I'm having a bad day. The reason I'm having a bad day, and this, the reason I've got this bad mood, is that I'm creating it. I'm the one doing it. I'm the one responsible for my unhappiness. And so how do I choose to respond to myself? Are you seeing it as your teacher or your enemy? That's the point. Happiness is always about the lens we are looking through. Truly enjoying this life is about taking radical responsibility for the state that we are all in. Exploring what this negative experience is teaching spiritually to each of us. And then finding out the fastest way to let it go. Just like, so what's happening here? What is this teaching me? spiritually. And once you can say, genuinely, kindly to yourself, I am the one creating this negative experience of my life, then you're about half the great battle is over. The second step towards freedom of this is learning how to step back from whatever you're resisting, fighting, judging, or hating, and see that actually it is just a bunch of thoughts. Your problems ultimately boil down to ideas that are ultimately passing through the synapses of your brain, all of us. Whatever wrong thing that we think is happening out there is always happening primarily inside our mind in here. And the more resistance, judgment, and anger that we've built up around this particular idea out there, the greater the joy we will feel when we shift our relationship with it inside ourselves and move on. The moment we learn how to let go of being right about how horrible something or someone is, we discover how good it feels to be wrong, or however you want to word it. And then you learn that life always provides the perfect climax at the end. Now, the third step towards releasing our negative mood is returning to the source of who and what we spiritually are. Truly, who and what are we? Are we our names? Are we what others think of us? Or just this physical body filled with meat, blood, and emotional bones? Perhaps there is a deeper spiritual aliveness that is real inside of us, each of us. If you believe that you are your thoughts, then ask yourself, who and what is watching and listening to them go by? Now, the watcher is the real you. You are not any of these thoughts. You just become too close to your thoughts. And then you get overly identified with them. The very moment we return to who and what we are, this pure consciousness, conscious witness, who abides at the very source of thought, then we are home free. And the final step is truly, deeply, sweetly relaxing fully into our bodies so that there is no tension hiding inside any of us anywhere. When we can fully relax inside, we become deeply aware beings again. It's easy to see how insignificant and fleeting thoughts actually are. It's like a dragonfly cruising past you. One moment it's right here buzzing in your face, and in the breath, gone. When our body is relaxed, we can see how fleeting each thought is and how easy it is to completely change them. The more we can feel into the spiritual truth of who and what we are, we naturally pull back our attention to our real selves. It just feels good, so we naturally do it. Our spiritual nature takes care of us, and we can effortlessly enjoy life with means, which means we have stopped dwelling on the negative. Our bad mood turns around, and we see the beauty in everything. We are grateful for life once again, even for the opportunity to shift out of this negative space. We appreciate, love, and enjoy this simple experience of being alive. We understand that if we cannot see God in all, we cannot see God at all. It's all about turning within, each of us making that choice. Turning within, and we will become free and liberated. Because everything else is just a dream. It is just a dream. That's all it is. You see, we've gotten caught up in the fact that we think the dream is real. You ever had a dream where you think it's real? It seems really real, doesn't it? I mean, you might say to yourself, I got to figure out something here. This can't be real. It feels real, though. Have you ever, been in a dream and then you think you wake up, but you're still in the dream? If we cannot see God in all, we cannot see God at all. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing, the first step that we choose is to relax our bodies. Inside and out, head to toe. And you can do it, you can do it a bunch of ways, just by being and knowing that all of those thoughts are not yours, and really they don't have meaning until you embrace them and turn them into meaning. So you just let them go. Sometimes it's hard to let them go, though, because we're so used to hanging on to them. And people say, well, that's crazy. Well, you get used to something, you get in the habit of it, you just don't realize it. So you're hanging on to negativities and fear and stress and anxiety and worry. But you get used to it, see? So it's like when you don't have it, you create more. That's what you have to be careful of. Because when we don't have those, and let's say we do release them, we have a tendency to go back and then replace it with something else. You get the worry goes away, and then some other worry comes in. You ever notice that? So to relax the body, you just let it go. And is it one question that you ask yourself? Is this truly serving me the higher good? And if it's stress, fear, anxiety, and worry, the chances are it's not serving you the greater good. So you dump it. You say, I don't have any need for it. And you dump it. And then as you dump it, you feel light. The body relaxes. Just use a hot air balloon. You're in the basket. All the little sandbags on the bottom of the basket are all the stuff you're carrying. It's pretty heavy, too, because it weighs that balloon down to the ground. And it can't go anywhere. So what you do is you dump them out. One at a time or not, and then you just say, I don't have any need for these. And the balloon will float up into the air, and you'll be able to see so much more of the beauty that you are. So as the body releases and relaxes, it isn't thinking. It isn't worrying. It isn't stressing. It isn't fearing. It's just floating. It's like a feather. And then you move into the now. When you do this, you're completely out of the ego, the mind, and the subconscious mind. You're the watcher. You're not judging. You're just watching. The only way to learn how to master the ego mind and the subconscious mind is to be in the now and step out and to watch. So we watch. Once you understand how that ego and mind's operating, you'll be able to begin to master them. They got great service, but boy, I'll tell you what, they are not anywhere near good masters. In eventuality, they will leave. They will finally recognize the fact that you don't need them anymore. That doesn't happen overnight. But it is the reason we do what we do. So you're in the now, and you're watching the body, and everything is at peace, calm, totally. Total silence. No chatter, too. Chatter's gone. Tens of millions of programmed thoughts aren't there because you're only in the now. Now, some of us, we all have memories, so we reminisce, which is good. We go to our subconscious mind library and we pick out things and we review them and we, kind of reminisce, oh, that was fun, that was wonderful. And then we leave. Some of us don't leave, though. We sit there. It's like an elephant graveyard. It's dead and dank and there's no life. Because it's all past. Passing means it goes by you and it leaves you. But those who do stay there too long will end up dragging that past into a future that doesn't exist. They will create that future from that past, and they'll relive that past in that future. That's why a lot of people will say that they, no matter what they do, they always end up in the same place. Others will go into the future that doesn't exist because we create the future in the now. So some of us will go into the future that doesn't exist, and we'll start constantly asking ourselves and asking others, when am I going to have this? When is this going to happen? When am I going to meet this person? When am I going to get this? When is this going to take place? And we just constantly wanting to know. And then if we have expectations, then we really start to suffer. And attachments. So the now is really, truly, the moment to moment, the space between heartbeats is all we have. It's all we've ever had. It is the power. Everything comes from it, the now. But how do you stay in the now? Because we have these clouds, these thoughts, these programs, they come by. And most of the time we don't know it. Next thing you know, we're off somewhere else. And we're so used to doing it that we really don't acknowledge it. We just go from one to the next. But you do have at your disposal something that will keep you in the now or bring you into the now if you do leave it on thoughts, programs. And that is your breath. The breath is divine positive energy. The soul comes into the body begins to operate. The lungs begin to produce, move air, oxygen. So the soul powers the body starts to function, and the body starts to have breath, which sustains it to hold the kingdom of God within it. So it's divine positive energy. It also relaxes us, strengthens us, focuses us, does many things. So when you find yourself wandering off, just focus on your breath, your divine positive energy, and you'll be in the now every single time, 3,000% of the time. It's just getting in the habit of doing it, like anything. And being gentle and kind with yourself whenever you float off. You say, hey, I've floated off to other thoughts. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. See, in the now, we don't set specific goals and we don't plan because we only have the now. You could plan and set goals, but you don't know if you would ever be around them. You see how that gets? You see how it stretches us, how we can fall into negativity, we can fall into agitation, we can get expectations, attachments. And in the now, since we're creating our future, we understand that whatever we do in the now, we are literally manifesting. So whatever we direct, however we direct, we are manifesting. We are creating. We're moving energy into form, creating it into reality. And everything that you're asking for, the universe is responding. And the funny thing is, it could be stuff that you don't want and you'll get. So we're in the now, the body's relaxed, and you take a look at the body. Because you're not the body. And you notice that going up the center of the body are these wheels of light. So they look like wheels of light, circles of light, however you see them, for your heart, mind's motion picture. And they're all different colors, and they're not like colors you see here on this planet Earth, Gaia Arya. They're much deeper and brighter and vibrant. And you, the God, flows through those from the tip of the tailbone all the way up to the top of the head. Not only that, but you affect all the organs in that body, you affect all the emotions, you affect everything. Now, of course, these can become blocked. How do they get blocked? Well, if you look at the red wheel of light, the root chakra, it's right on the coccyx, it's right on the tip of the tailbone. Now, these aren't, something like blocks of wood that you can pick up because they're etheric, the spiritual plane. Now, the root chakra deals with our survival, which is, finances, money, food, shelter, and it is blocked by fear. So our survival is blocked by fear. If you were to go into the wilderness and you had a situation where you had a group of people and you're all relying on each other, and you're calm, you have to keep yourselves balanced because you don't, you want to live, you want to survive. But anybody who panics usually ends up perishing, leaving the body. So our survival is blocked by our fear. Now, the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, this is our sexuality, our pleasure, joy, peace, bliss, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And it's like anything, we've all experienced it one time or another, where you're doing something, you're going through the day, and things are just falling into place. Everything's wonderful. There's no mishaps, there's no interruptions, there's no low frequencies. It's just phenomenal. You're kind of like in a state of bliss because it's just, and then sometimes we'll say, I can't believe this is happening. This is unreal. And that is our natural state of being. That, right there in this life, that. It's not once in a great while or once in a blue moon. It's all the time. But see, that's where the ego mind comes in, because that's when we're blocked, guilt comes in, because we feel guilty because we're having such a wonderful time and that everything, we're enjoying everything, and it's just phenomenal. And so we get the guilt. The ego mind comes in and says, well, this isn't going to last forever. I don't deserve to be this happy. That's absolutely crazy. So then we move to the yellow wheel of light, sacral chakra. The solar plexus chakra deals with willpower and is blocked by shame. Your willpower is totally omitted by shame. Shame's another illusion. And then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, which is our ability to love. Heart chakra, blocked by grief. If you're in grief, you're incapable of love. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, throat chakra. This deals with our truth, and it is blocked by lies. And then we move to the indigo wheel of light. Third eye chakra deals with insight, and it is blocked by illusion. Then the crown chakra, top of the head, violet wheel of light, violet wheel of light. This is our direct connection to the divine, you. It's blocked by ego attachment. Ego comes in and says, there's no divine. You're the body, you're the name, you're the personality, you're this. You're not divine. There's no divine, there's no God within you. Okay? That's the ego mind. Ego attachment. That's what blocks our connection to the God that we are. Also, as the gods we are in these bodies, we're the energy and the flow along with the divine positive energy, the breath. So we get to the top of the body, the head. And we liquefy ourselves, and we literally pour this omnipotently powerful energy over the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these bodies because of the fact that when it is fully functioning, happy, and healthy, it is the gateway to all the particles of existence, all the realms, all the dimensions, all the universes. That's the great connection while in these bodies. But right now, our pineal glands are not fully functional as far as top health, top operation. They are functioning, but not to that level as of yet. So when we pour ourselves, the gods that we are, over the pineal gland, you can see the pineal gland however you see it through your heart, mind, motion picture. I see it as a green ball. So when I pour the God that I am over it, it instantaneously transforms into a fully bloomed rose, massive with multicolored petals and a wonderful fragrance. And it is absolutely spectacular. And it sends out these waves. And I watch the waves come in. And they softly embrace and penetrate and saturate me. And I'm filled from the inside out with the absolute highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and the absolute highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and a complete, deep peace. It saturates every single quark of me. And then I discover that the rose is the God within me. And the God within me is the rose. Now these bodies, higher self, spirit, soul, ego mind, heart mind, subconscious mind, God, pure consciousness, are one. And the soul that enters the body is the heaven, and the body is the earth. Those of us who are awake, to a certain extent, know that every step we take, we're creating paradise on this planet. And we see it. Then we feel it. And we also know that we shine our light outward 360 degrees, literally pulsating out constantly, eternally. And this is of the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love of which we are. And this light floods everything, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, all of our brothers and sisters, which are all parts of us, head to toe and inside now. Does it stop? No, it's eternal. So if you were to just step outside the planet, get out to about a couple hundred miles, you would see a planet that glowed. So a God planet paradise that glows with the light of 8 billion gods. So we reach out to parts of ourselves that are awake, consciously aware. The other parts that aren't awake are with us, but they don't hear us. Therefore, they can't participate. Such as all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, including all of those on this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Yet all of them, and the only ones that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, can be with us in this meditation, forming the circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come in the Gugaplexes when Gugaplex fills this entire universe with no sacred space to spare. including those on this planet. And the ones on this planet that we're only familiar with just a fraction, because the eyes that we have with these bodies only see 1% of what is on this planet. But the ones that we are somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And all of them are with us now consciously. Call upon all of the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. Celestials are all the planetary bodies. They are beings too. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, the complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And the ones that we're smidgen familiar with is a very small portion, because over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day. Trillions travel throughout the universes every day. Familiarity we have is the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they're all with us now consciously. Call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light in the complete liberation of this planet. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. Many, many, many more. Archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't really see them like we see each other. But we meet with them. And in passing, could be just a few seconds, could be several minutes, could be an hour, who knows? But we usually, it dawns on us, and we get understanding we're more in tune with ourselves, we can pick up immediately. Usually it's after. And it's the same message. It's just delivered in just a plethora of ways. Isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And that's bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands. Reason is because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to surround you, ask. Within seconds, they are there. Ascended masters have mastered ascension into physical form and out of physical form. Hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And along the way, some of us may become aware enough where we know when we decide to leave these bodies, we are the light. We don't follow the light. Why would you follow the light when you're the light? You wouldn't. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, abundance, prosperity, benevolence. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This emanates from the gods that we all are in these bodies. It is pure, deep, eternal love. And it floods this planet. Inside and out, above and below. 24/7, endlessly. Saturating everything. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. You feel it 24/7 once you know who and what you are. Now we begin to ascend. As we do, we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's literally trillions and trillions and trillions, gigaplexes of flashing lights, vibrantly colored, beaming amongst all of us gathered in this meditation. So we look at the source, the actual reflective point, which is the microscopic, perfectly etched mirror. So we enter the mirror and discover that ourselves, that all of us are teachers and students of each other, that we are always learning from each other, with each other, by each other. Never ends. It's fascinating. So anybody that comes into your life, whether for a second or longer, what are they teaching you? What are you learning? And they will be doing the same thing. What are you teaching them? What are they learning from you? Do you think we're all one and we haven't learned anything and they just go through blindly? We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we created, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds each and every single one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor, way beyond a knight's armor. And this armor emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. It is impenetrable. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, no demon attachment, possession. Nothing can harm us ever, ever. Only you. Only you. Only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through anger, hate, envy, greed, deception, lies, manipulation, hurriedness, stress, fears, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, just enough to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, 2 columns of light that we've created reminds us all. The first is the purple transmuting flame. Reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they're absolutely vaporized and gone forever. Then the violet ray. We can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, love, and peace. You're then met with the golden, white, pink light. This is the column of light that we've all created. It reminds us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunset, the sun rises. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the trees in the forest. We are the soils, the animals, the sky, the clouds, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time that you're watching a sunset or a sunrise or a starry lit night sky or a beachfront or forest, whatever it may be, it is you. It is you. You're the beauty. You're the divinity. You're the grandeur. You're the spectacularness. You always have been, and we always will be. Ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above this planet. Some of us step outside our physical form because we can, and we hover effortlessly above them. That's if we're carrying physical form. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It is larger than this solar system. In the center of the column is this massive oblong sphere with golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by rings of multicolored light, and they're all sending out pulsating waves of their energy. And the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And then comes the highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And then peace. And then well-being. And gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Great wealth, great abundance. Tranquility, benevolence, prosperity. It's everywhere, flooding us constantly. And it is us. It is the gods within these bodies. It is the reflection of the gods. At the top of this tower, we created it so the golden ocean could come cascading down 360 degrees, like it's doing now and has been. Continues to do so eternally. This is the highest of the highest high and deepest of the deepest, deepest, eternal, pure love. It is what we are made of. And it is flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. All of our brothers and sisters, head to toe, inside and out, whether they're asleep or awake. Everything. All of it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Unending. Now at the top, we designed this so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. And it's pure, deep, eternal love. Flooding. Everything is flooding us with this pure, deep, eternal love. We are drops of this ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. And the only illusion put before us is separation. We then see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created that over 3 years ago. It holds almost 1,500 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us gathered on and off world, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, in total conscious awareness of pure, deep, eternal love. And all of this is flooding, saturating this entire planet inside and out, above and below, and giving the opportunity of each and every one of us choosing to ascend into higher and higher and higher vibrational frequencies. Never ends. That is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. Man is unaware of himself, is a beggar. Man aware of himself is the greatest emperor. Because the moment you become aware of yourself, truly, the whole kingdom of God is yours. I'll join you in meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. The miracle is that the more we share, the more goes on coming to us. Once we have learned this completely, we will simply go on sharing as much as possible, because the more we share, the more we have. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will be back here Saturday, July 10th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation